Hello, duelists, and welcome to the King's Court. Okay, so this is okay. First off, really quick, thank you so much if you saw the last video. I'll leave a link to that in the description if you haven't seen it. Basically, I made my return back to playing Master Duel because I don't know. Some of my friends play it still, and I was like, you know what, screw it, why not? So, uh, our regular content's not going to change. We're still going to do, IRL cards. I know there's like this big thing about, is Master Duel killing the TCG? Blah blah. Let's be real. We've heard this a million times. Standard, Yugioh content creator spiel. We've heard this a million times, but I still enjoy playing the, IRL TCGs. So we're still going to be doing that here on the channel. But I just thought I'd throw in some Master Duel once in a while. So this is going to be part two. Basically, I'm trying to do the same thing I do in the online Pokemon Scarlet and Violet VGC ladder, where I try to climb up to the top with my favorite Pokemon of all time, Giratina. If you haven't seen that, or if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. I'm doing the same thing here, but with my favorite decks, Heroes and Yubel, because those are the decks I do play IRL, and that's pretty much everything. So, if you want to see any more, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos. Let me know in the comments if you want to see channel member Michael start doing this, because he's been considering trying it out as well. Because you know him, he's always playing Cyber Dragons, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, let us know. And let's see. So basically, I'm just going off doing the standard hero combo, ditching Necrom, using Vion to banish Ferris. Remember, you always want to banish Ferris because pretty much as soon as it hits, after you use Ferris to go into increase and all that, pretty much as soon as it hits the grave, it's pretty much, that's pretty much all it's used for. So I'm going to use Necrom right here to not bring back, to summon Hellraiser from the deck. And I'll be able to just use Polymerization. I'm going to use Polymerization to go into the good boy Sunrise. And Sunrise, let me add Miracle Fusion in my hand. So I'm gonna use Miracle Fusion to banish Stratos with Neos. And I'm going to go into Infernal Rage. Then I'm gonna be able to go into Wonder Driver. Again, it's always so cool using Infernal Rage at the same time having Flame Wingman over there. That's really cool. I'll be able to reset Polymerization. Luckily, I actually opened up Dark Fusion, so I actually didn't really need to use Hellrider. I already went to Hellrider, so I was able to get Dark Fusion. And there you. Here's the thing: if you go first with heroes, you want to always go into Backfire first. If you're going turn one, that way you can set up your Dark Supremacy. But if you go turn two, I usually like to go to Bane to try to blow up my opponent's field. Now, at first, I wasn't really sure what deck. God, I hate using Maxi so much. God, I hate this card. I wasn't really sure what I was playing against until I got a good look at it. I was like, oh, it's Mimigul. I really haven't seen that deck too much. Only maybe like twice. And I don't even know really how it works. I think if anyone in the comments is watching this plays Mimigul, let me know in the comments. But I think it works like Ghost Tricks. Like it likes to set face down, I think. Could be wrong though. So I'm gonna be able to go to Wingman and go into the arrow that Wonder Driver points to, and I'm gonna use Neos Effect to blow up Relinquish Enema before it tries to absorb one of my monsters, and I pretty much got it right there. Just draw and no point in waiting. Set up and go to attack with Wingman, and finish off with Sunrise. All right, sweet. I think when I do these, I'll try to do them Fridays because we're during the week. Well, we're already close to 700, so I might just like give that because every 100 subscribers, I do like a channel update. We're still gonna do like, IRL duels from our locals. We're even considering trying out Edison too here on the channel more. But I think I want to do like make Fridays where I like do Master Duel videos. Let's see, because Saturdays are the days I do VGC, and Sundays when Michael does his Pokemon Unite stuff. I have no clue what my opponent was playing. My best guess is that they were playing some kind of junk Doppel Synchro Turbo deck, and they must have like bricked or something. So I'm gonna Future Fusion right here. Now, Unfortunately, I am under max C, so that's why I didn't really want to go off more. Yeah, I like I said, really didn't want to go off because they had Maxi was activated, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to take that chance. I'm still under 5 summons, so I don't want to take that chance. So I just go into malicious and set because I actually did open up mass change, and I guess my opponent didn't have anything. Usually I cut these games that are that short, but I need views. I'm kidding. Man, I think I'm gonna try to do like 5 because we all know how Yu-Gi-Oh is. Yu-Gi-Oh can either be super like one game can either take like 30 plus minutes, or sometimes it gets over in just a few seconds. So I think I'm gonna try to do at least 5 duels every Friday. So I managed to open up Future Fusion. I do that again, but again I'm under max C. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to take that chance, so I'm just gonna end it right there. And I'm playing against Red Dragon. Okay. I'm main decking Lancia right now because Malice is freaking everywhere right now, and I'm really getting sick of that deck. So, shoot, I might even start main decking Chaos Hunter. For the record, this is pretty much the same deck that I use IRL. I think the last deck profile I did, shoot, I actually forgot. I might have to do that soon. I mean, we're not going to be getting the list for a while. I think we're not getting one till supposedly like around September, October ish. So, I guess I might as well just do an updated one. So, if you want to see an updated hero list, let me know. Yeah, and luckily Lancia does screw them. Now, I have a friend who plays here, Red Dragon Archfiend, and luckily I've played against his deck so many times, and I do know they need to banish, so I knew Lancia actually would help. So I managed to get Rhoda, and thank God, because if I didn't open up Rhoda or some kind of starter, I would have been screwed because I actually opened up freaking Hellrider. So I'm gonna go into Ferris, and do standard Vision Hero combos. Go into Vion, dump Shadow Mist. The reason I dump Shadow Mist is because I want gold to my hand, so that way I can set up Prison. So I banish Ferris and get Polymerization. Yeah, I've played against Red Dragon Archfiend tons of times. For the record, this deck can go. I'm not gonna lie. Red Dragon Archfiend is kind of crazy. Hopefully, it gets some new support with all that new synchro stuff we're getting. I know we're getting a what's it called? Stardust Dragon structure deck, or like Yusei structure deck, and we're also I think getting Black Wings, and I already know we're getting Black Rose Dragon support. The Akiza fanboys must be going crazy. So I know that we're getting those. So for my friend's sake, I kind of hope Red Dragon Archfiend gets some stuff too, or at least it's like some generic synchro support. So I'm gonna go into Infernal Deceiver, and I'm gonna be able to search out Wingman. And I'm just going to go Polymerization here because I already have Stratos. I already had Neos in hand, so I just fused them off to go into Sunrise. Now, the reason I'm going to the Sunrise is because I want to get Miracle Fusion quickly. And this way I can use Malicious to summon to this arrow so I can link them off to go into Wonder Driver so I can get back my Polymerization. Let's see. Yep. Go Miracle Fusion right here. Banish Neos and Stratos to go into Wingman. Summon the arrow that Wonder Driver points to. Now this is so I can get Polymerization back, but also so I can search out Favorite Contact. Yep, Favorite Contact right there, along with Polymerization. This is where I'm going to use the Denier's effect to summon itself, because now I can just use I can tribute all 3 of them to go into Plasma. So I've played against, like I said, Red Dragon Archfiend a good amount of times. If you could negate their effects, they're pretty screwed. Because that's how synchro decks work. They need multiple bodies in the field. But he did have the not Fiendish Chain, Golem Chain, or I forgot what it's called. So I set our battle phase, and thanks to Sunrise, I could blow up his monster. So Wonder Driver and Sunrise Bolt will get a direct attack. 21 and 27. I've been playing too much Edison lately. I've been up for a sec. I thought they were going to drop cores on me, and I'll get DPE back. Speaking of which, I've been working on this new hero beat Edison deck. If anyone's interested, because our locals are gonna have their first Edison tournament this weekend. So obviously, it's not gonna be OTS because freaking Konami wants to just kill that format off. But it is going to be like more, it is going to be like a good amount of people. So I'm going to test out this new build for Hero Beat I've been messing around with, and I'm really liking it. It's basically like a turbo absolute zero deck. So if you want to see that, let me know. So I'm going to use favorite contact and get Wingman back. And summon Wingman. And this is where I use Wonder Driver. This is why I always try to summon and make sure Wonder Driver's arrow is open. That way I just summon Wingman to the arrow it points to, so I get Miracle Fusion back. Yeah, when you play against Red Dragon Archie, you want to make sure they have no bodies in the field, because if they can, it's easy for them just to, win with just a couple cards because of how crazy high Red Dragon Archie attack can go. Like the crazy amount of now, this game was kind of funny. Now, Future Fusion. If Future Fusion doesn't go off, I'm screwed. So we go Malicious with Denier. And luckily, I do go DPE. Now, tinfoil hat and everything, I was a little suspicious because my opponent was okay with me going first. Now, that's usually not a good sign because when your opponent wants you to go first, usually they're up to something. So I didn't want to take that chance. So, and it is as soon as I saw this card, I knew right away, thank goodness, I decided just to go DPE and pass because they are playing Sky Striker, and channel member Michael has beaten it into me how to deal with Sky Striker because of how often he plays that deck. Because I know what to do, so thank goodness I did not really go off. Otherwise, they would have just I would have just wasted all my resources. Man, but my opponent had everything. They had the Lightning Storm, they had the Thrust, and they had the Tactics in hand, and they had a Jellyfish. So, man, my opponent opened up crazy. Because that's the thing with Sky Striker. They can run almost completely all hand traps and going turn 2 cards, and they only need one or two cards to really go off. So that's what's crazy about them, especially now with the crazy support they got. So I'm going to be able to actually play the long waiting game, and draw was enough to stop them, thank goodness. And I'm going to be able to go into Cross Crusader and use Crusader, but they had the Max C. But that's okay, because I got Ash Blossom. Oh, man. No better feeling in the world than when you got the Ash or the Called By against Max C. Let's see. So I'm going to be able to use Denier to get back Malicious, Tribute Denier, and get Stratos. The reason I go Stratos is because I don't want another body on field. But they just, give it right there. And I can't blame them. I pretty much had game right there. So thank goodness. I know Chillmer Michael's watching because he watches every upload we do. For once, you helped me. I'm just kidding. Oh, man. So at first, I wasn't sure what the heck my opponent was playing. So they were trying to use Lubellion, so I'm just like, I'm just going to Ash now, try to see what they're doing. And they had the Called By. To be fair, I had the Called By too, so I'm like, it's only fair. So they banished Ash, and Lubellion's going to get used. I'm still not sure what they're playing. Fusion deployments. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, okay. I'm playing against freaking... Yeah, okay. So I was playing... Let's see. Why am I forgetting the name? I'm playing against Brandon. Why the hell did I blank on that name? Damn. Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, it's Brandon. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I think they just got their fusion, back to 3, I think, recently? Something like that. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, man, I wish I saved that Ash Blossom. Then again, they had call by, so it's not like it would have really done anything. Yeah, didn't that happen recently? I think Brandon Fusion just barely went back to 3. I could be wrong. But they're going to go off. Luckily, I've played against Brandon a good amount of times because at one point this deck was literally everywhere. I think the decks I've seen the most ever since I started playing Master Duel again has been Malice, Branded, and Tempai. Let's see. I think because it's also Tempo. I think they have like structure. Well, no, no. I think Brand has a structure deck. So they're gonna go into their big ice jade. That's it. Their big ice dragon, and I'm just gonna go Nib right here. So yeah, I'm just gonna go Nib and pretty much completely nuke their field. Thank goodness. The only problem is right now I do not. I mean, I have Nib and I can't use a Hero Lives. But luckily, I know how branded works, so I'm basically gonna let my opponent do that for me. Because I know how their Ice Jade works, it'll blow up my field during the end phase. So I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm totally cool with that. Yep, there it is. Because like I said, this deck is everywhere. Was everywhere at one point. So let's see, and I draw a hero. Another Hero Lives. I guess it's okay. More fodder to discard for a prison. So I'm able to go into Stratos, search Ferris. Usually I would do like Evil Assault, but I didn't want. I wanted to hurry up and get Malicious in the grave so I could start setting up some graveyard plays. Now, this is what I did. Now I knew how this deck works, like I said. So as soon as they used that trap, I knew they're going to try to bring back their Ice Chain, and I'm like, nope, call by to banish it, and that effect to where they can't use that card's names. The effects of the cards with the same name as Ice Jade will come up. You'll see. So, I'm going to go do standard Ferris combos, have increase Vion, banish Ferris to get polymerization. Because if you can stop Brandon from fusing, they really can't do anything, if I'm being honest. Then again, let's be real, that's his fusion decks. And as you know, Heroes and Yubel are obviously my number ones, but I just love fusion decks, are just my favorite. I think it's the Dragon Ball fanboy in me. So let's see. Crusader, bring back Denier. Yep, and Denier's effect, but also their Fallen of Albaz. So let's see. They're gonna link up, not link. They're gonna fuse off their Fallen of Albaz with my Cross Crusader. I'm like, okay. I had a feeling something like that was gonna happen. So this is why you always gotta have a backup plan. You gotta be like Batman. You gotta have your contingency plans when this stuff happens. So instead, I'm just gonna link off to go into Infernal Deceiver, and I'm gonna be able to go get Neos, and now I can just fuse off my cards to go into Stratos and Neos. So I'm gonna fuse them together and go into Infernal Rage. Now, usually I go Sunrise, then go Infernal Rage, because I use Miracle Fusion to banish the cards to go into it. But I'm basically playing the long game right here. Slash short game. You'll see. So I'm going to link off these two to go into Wonder Driver, because I'm going to want my polymerization back. So I'm going to tribute off to go into Sunrise and search Miracle Fusion. Now I'm going to use Malicious again to summon to the arrow Wonder Driver points to, just so I can get back my polymerization. And I'll use Denier's effect to summon itself. Now I'll use them to go into DPE. Let's see. I never get because I just love fusions. I just never get sick of the whole animation for when a fusion summon happens. And right here, I'm going to use Miracle Fusion to go into Wingman. And now Wingman's effect will go off, but also they're going to try to use their Ice Jade. But I already knew, I was already like, because they forgot, they weren't paying attention to the called by. Because of that, I'm going to use DP's effect to blow up their Ice Jade. But remember, because called by was activated this turn, they can't use Ice Jade against effects because of called by. So one Wingman got to blow up their other two cards, including the token, and now Sunrise will blow up theirs, and I'll be able to just go for game. They're going to use one of their cards to bring back their Fallen of Albaz. That's fine, because when Wingman destroys a monster, my opponent takes attack damage. And 29, and 29. And that's game. Alright. So yeah, that game was pretty crazy. Well, like I said, I've played against Brandon enough times so I know what to do. So that's pretty much it for this week. If you made it this far, thank you so much, and have a great week. Take care. Bye.